Now this is a winter storm. Hoorah! Hello YouTube, this is Jeff from the Woods Trucker channel. Today I'm coming to you. I've been wanting to get into making some gear review videos, and today what I'd like to do is share with you the backpack that I've been using for day hiking, and I guess it could be used for a very light overnight trip as well. So I'd like to share that with you today. Here we go. That is it right there. It is a 2013 model Osprey Stratos 34 liter. And I've had it for a couple seasons now. It's been well used. And it is a very nice backpack. But before we start into the review, here's one thing that I want to share with everybody. And if a company can do this, almighty guarantee, you know that Osprey stands behind their gear. And any company that's willing to give you any reason, any product, any era, a warranty like that, you know they believe in the product, they stand behind the product, and I can say this has been a fantastic product. I'll give you the highlights in a minute. Alright, so first I thought I'd get into the negatives. Get those out of the way. One problem that has been mentioned is that it will not stand up on its own. So you're hiking along, you take time to take a break, sit down to have some lunch, or just to rest. You set your pack down and it does this. It just tips over. There is no way for this pack to stand up, and part of the reason for that, or the reason for that, is because you will see the frame down here at the bottom extends down here, and the pack ends up here, and it just has no legs to stand on. So some people find this to be an annoyance. For me, I don't really so much care, as I find myself using this loop right here to hang it around a branch, or hang it from a tree with some paracord, or what have you, or lean it up against a rock. It really hasn't been a problem for me. However, others don't like that feature. But I can say this. The suspension system and the reason for that frame more than makes up, for me at least, the fact that it does not stand up on its own. The other downside for me from this pack, and I just want to get this out of the way because there's only a couple downsides. First is the tipping over, not standing on its own. The second is that this pack does not have back or straps for a sleeping pad. Now, if it did, this pack would be perfect for a light summer overnight adventure. It's just the right size at 34 liters, but it does not have straps on the bottom for a sleeping pad. I guess you could probably, I've thought about using these side straps to somehow make a do-it-yourself sort of rig where I could hang a Z-Lite pad from the bottom of this pack, but they have updated it. This is a 2013 model, and for 2014 they updated the pack to include sleeping pad straps along the bottom, and I guess they're removable for 2014 and 2015. So that is no longer an issue with this pack, but being that I have the older model, it is still an issue. For those who are going out to buy a new one of these, that won't be a concern, but for me it was. It has the typical side pouches, and they are big enough to squeeze a medium-sized water bottle in. One other thing I wanted to mention is they are not easy to access with the pack on your back. So if you like to carry water bottles and you want to access them easily, it takes a little bit of contortion with your arm to get back there and get that water bottle out. But with that being said, they do include it is hydration sleeve compatible, and they do have outlets for your tube, your Camelback, your water bladder tube to come out, and then you run it down the straps. They have these little pieces right here where you can tuck your water hose into, and I've used it. I usually do put the water bladder in if I'm taking a longer hike, especially in the summertime where you need more water to hydrate yourself. I do usually use a water bladder. Let's see, here's the creme de la creme of this pack, and that is the suspension system around back. It does use this, what they call the airspeed suspension, and what that is it's a mesh panel that runs along the back of the backpack, and it keeps the bulk of the pack, the body of the pack, away from your back, and therefore you see that opening there. Air can get through there and wick away your sweat. Of course, it also does help to be wearing the right clothing as well, wicking clothing. Alright, I fasten my Mora onto the shoulder strap. The straps are very comfortable. The shoulder or the hip harness here contains these little pouches, and those are great for storing things that you need to get to real quick, camera gear, snacks. Sometimes I stick my fire kit in there. Those work very well. Basic opening on the front. There is a pocket right here that you can get into, and it opens up like so, and there's two inner mesh pockets. I use it to stash my first aid kit and my Sawyer squeeze water filtration system in there. And then there is an attachment on the bottom here. I don't know, I guess it's part of the ice axe system. I don't use it for anything really other than to hang a carabiner around. And then there is a big opening up top, and it allows you to get it down into the bulk of the bag. There is another third pouch right up top here, and I carry things, headlight, flashlight, for sanitary wipes, set of gloves. Let's see, it looks like I have my small fire kit up in here right now. Anyways, very useful pack. It has the load lifter straps up top. You can cinch down the straps on the bottom to pull it real close to your back. And I can report that it's a very comfortable pack. These shoulder straps, I've been on a 10-mile hike with these in the heat of the summer and did not feel uncomfortable at all. One thing the pack does very well is it carries on your back perfect. Again, if you can hike 10 miles and your shoulders are not sore or uncomfortable from a pack, you know it's doing a good job. And this one does a good job. There is also, I forgot to mention, a small pouch on this model. I think the current models do away with it, but there is a small pouch on the strap for little items, keys, whatever you want to stick in there. So that's the pack I use. I've used it a lot over the past 2 years. I find it to be an absolutely wonderful pack for day hikes, light overnighters. Highly recommended. It's a quality, very put together very well, a quality product, and Osprey again stands behind their gear with the almighty guarantee, and that is saying something from a company nowadays. Alright YouTube, thanks for coming along. This is Jeff from the Woods Trekker channel. Like, subscribe, enjoy, have fun out there, be safe, and stay warm. Woods Trekker, out.